Hello guys, we're gonna look at how to farm Syndicate efficiently. So you want to farm it in high work because of the passives here. So this one I don't recommend to run because you want to position your Syndicate members in safe houses, and if you have this on, then it can trigger your safe house and you won't be able to position your members for free maps if you have this on. So it's more detrimental than beneficial. So I don't recommend running this. And these are really nice. So this passive here means that if you have rank 1 Syndicate member, and if you rank him up, he will become rank 3. So he will gain 2 ranks. And so very useful because sometimes also you don't want to skip some Syndicate members. For example, if your Syndicate member is level 2 and the only good option is to imprison him, then you can safely do that, because if you derun him from 2 to 1, it's still only one turn to make him level 3, because he will be from level 2 he will become level 3, and from level 1 he will become level 3. So this one's really good. This one it's not great. I mean, it's okay, but it's nothing special. So if you want, you can also remove this. So after you, this is how the board looks after it's reset, after you run the Katarina. So at this point, what you want to do is you want to run every single safe house as quickly as you can. It doesn't matter who's in where, just try to get, after it reset you usually can run 2 almost immediately, or they will be close to completion. So just run all 4 of them. It doesn't matter who's on the board, just run all of them. Once you run them, running 4 of these safe houses will be enough to unlock Katarina, usually, the main safe house. So after you run each safe house, then you can start positioning the members in that safe house. So after you run 4 safe houses, your board will look something like this, and you want to start positioning the members. We only care about research and intervention. We don't care about transportation and fortification, so just don't worry about those. So the best one is, the main goal is to get Acelink to research and rank him to 3. Then you can also have Borichi, which is 30 to 40 C per white socket. You can sell it. And Leo, you can sell Exalt Slam for 40 to 50 C, but I like to use it myself, and I show you what you can use it on. And for intervention, you want to have these 5 members here: Hillock, Tora, Elrin, Gravisus, and It Flat for winged scarabs. So Hillock will give you Abyss, Tora will give you Harbinger, Elrin will give you Reliquary, Gravisus will give you Divination, and it will give you Breach. And right now these are the most expensive ones. So it doesn't, thing is that it drops more than just Winged Scarab. So you can also get Gilded, Polished, Rusted. So potentially you can have more than 100 C from each member. So you want your board to look something like this. So we have Aisling here, that's the most important one. We have Leah for Exalt Slams, and Varici to sell the white sockets. Now, how do you sell Aisling? You need to go on TFT Discord. I will link it in the description. And you go to the service channel, and then you type willing to sell softcore, T4, Aisling, 3 or 4 or 5 exalts. Just check what our people are selling for. And it depends on time of day how much you can sell it for, but it will go somewhere between 3 and 5 exalts. And thing is that before it used to matter who is your main guy here, but right now it doesn't matter at all who is the leader of the Syndicate. So another thing is you don't want to. Ideally, if you are ranking your members up, you don't want to like Aisling to be the leader, because if he's the leader at rank 1, it's really difficult to get him to spawn. So ideally, you want somebody else as a leader, and then it will be easier to rank him to 3. Now, you can get Chimera to transportation for a chance for Headhunter. I actually don't know for sure if it still drops Headhunter, because it used to be league specific, but now since the Headhunter is not league specific, I'm not sure if it drops. Maybe somebody in the comments knows. But I like to get Chimera and transportation, but I wouldn't worry about it at all. Just focus on intervention and research. So this is what you want your board to kind of look like. So we have 3 out of 5 best ones here. So Elrian will give us Reliquary, he will give us Divination, and Tor will give us Harbinger. Now, you don't have to position your board perfectly. So the main thing you want is, if you get Aisling in rank 3 in research and you have the safe house, you can just run it. And it's easy 3 to 5 exalts. So for example, I had my board looking like this just after 5 runs. So in 5 runs I run all the safe houses, and I had the board looking like this. I have Aisling at 3 and I have 2 good members in intervention. So at this point you can just run it, and from intervention you have 100 C plus for each member, and Aisling 3 to 5 exalts. So it's like 6 exalts profit after 5 runs. So in Katarina as well, the leader of a syndicate will also drop some scarabs, and you always have a chance to get Paradoxica, which is like 10 exalts plus. So if you have your board looking like this just after a couple of runs, I would just run it. So this is me selling the Aisling craft. So somebody from Discord will message you, he will trade you the item, and you accept it, and you go on the board and just put it in and just place craft, press craft and trade it back, and then he will pay you. So if somebody is not very familiar with Syndicate and how it works, so just a small explanation. So if you run the safe house here, your members will be what they are. So if I run this safe house now, I will get tier 3 Leo and tier 3 Vorici. So for example, Vorici tier 3 is 1 to 3 white sockets. But if I run the main safe house, every member gets one +1 rank. So Vegan will be rank 2, this all level 3 guys will be rank 4. So that's how we get to rank 4. And that's why also it doesn't matter who is the leader. So if you run, for example, Safe House and Leo, so Leo can maximum be tier 3, but you will get additional craft. So you have 2 Exalt Slams, and Vorici will become at tier 4, he will become 1 to 6 white sockets instead of 1 to 3 white sockets. And for Leo, I like to do is I like to buy jewels, something like this. We have 3 mods, 1 crit multi, and another damage mod with life. And then I like to slam it. So for example, they cost between 5 to 30 C. I buy them somewhere at that price, and if you slam another crit multi, then suddenly you're looking at 10 exalts or 7 exalts plus. And I've done a couple of these. I already sold some for 7, for 8 exalts. Works really well. But you can also sell Leo if you want to bother, but I don't want to bother. I just prefer buying these and just gambling a little bit, trying to get a better mod. And also, if you don't get anything good, like you can get, for example, like resistance or another damage mod, which is not crit multi, so you're still making some profit because you can sell them like 1 or 2 exalts. Tips to get more June missions. So you want to have these buffs, like I said before, that can grant additional June missions. Then you also want to have grants additional missions here. And then also you want to get, ignore the pack size here, you want to get increased chance randomly master missions from completing maps and have increased chance to be June. These are not expensive, and if you buy them without pack size, they won't cost you a lot. Like I think I bought this for like 1 or 2 exalts, but with pack size, but you can get them without for much cheaper. So I only run 2 of these, and I did like 100 maps, 100 alleyways maps, and I started with 40 missions, and I finished, I had like 20 missions, so almost sustained. So you will get the missions just by doing maps, just by killing the boss. And if you get 4 of these, then you will get more of the missions, so you can almost sustain just by running maps. But obviously you're not gonna fully sustain if you just run every map the Syndicate. But what you can do is, for example, here when you run your maps, you do your sextants, so you have 4 sextants, and when the bar is here, you're like 2 or 3 maps away from unlocking the Conqueror. So you just run a couple of maps that you have a lot of. For example, I have too many like primordial blocks. I had too many because I ran all of them, but I had too many primordial blocks, I had too many acid caverns. So you just run these maps, just boss run these maps to complete the map, to unlock the Conqueror, do the Conqueror, and then you get it helps with your mission sustain. Another thing you can do, so if you're running Harvest as well here, then you can get a craft where you sacrifice a map to get June missions. So whichever tier you're doing, white, yellow, or red. So you sacrifice, if you're doing red, you sacrifice red map and you gain 3 June missions from that. Then also, if you are low on missions, what you can do is just do a few Cirrus runs. So if you do 2 rounds of Cirrus in this area with these watchstones that increase chance to be June mission, you will get like 20 or 30 or even more missions just from doing like a quick Cirrus. So for example, if you have too many maps that don't really sell, like I had, I don't know, like 100 primordial blocks, and they are very cheap, like 2 or 3 chaos. So I just ran all of them and I did a few Cirrus runs, and then I topped up my missions. So you don't need to buy the prophecies, which are really annoying to buy. Like you can of course buy the prophecy, Master 6 helps June, but they cost like 10 C plus, and then it's really hard to find a seller in bulk, and it's just annoying. So that's what I do to sustain my missions, and I have no problem sustaining it. Syndicate is really nice to do because if you want to do just purely Syndicate, you don't need to invest in any sextants, and you don't need to invest in juicy maps and nothing like that. And you can do it on white, on yellow, on red, or you can do it as part of your other farms. For example, farming tier 16 maps, then you can just run Syndicate together with that, or you can just focus purely on Syndicate and run it like that without alking, without casing, without walling, without any sextants. You can just purely focus on Syndicate, and it's really nice profits if you understand how to do it, and it's not hard, to be honest, if you learn. I hope this was helpful to you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.